Mike Gross, and this is Nittany Next. Penn State is in the middle of a stretch of 5 consecutive home games against far less than stellar opposition, and probably the highlight of that 5-week stretch came last week when they beat Rutgers somewhat impressively. The first time this year they've been somewhat impressive in front of a huge, wet, drunk, noisy crowd at Beaver Stadium. So I'm not going to try to sell you on San Diego State being a big deal, because you can throw out the record books when San Diego State comes to town is a thing that no one has ever said. However, I am going to try to sell you a little bit on the idea that this is a compelling football game for a couple of reasons. Number one, we see a lot of dysfunctional families in football early in the season. We see a lot of teams that seem like they have no idea what they're doing. And certainly that was the case with Penn State against Temple times about 10 in the season opener. Think about how far they've come since then. The defense has gotten healthier, and it looks like it's going to be pretty comparable to last year's, which was one of the best in the country. The special teams appear to have gone from a weakness to a strength. I'm not going to tell you that the offense is good, but at least we could see last week a little bit of an identity forming and a little bit of a blueprint for how they might be able to play offense and get the ball in the hands of some very talented young playmakers with time and space to make some plays. Saquon Barkley, the freshman running back, would be Exhibit A in that regard. So one of the things you have to remember about football is when your team seems hopeless, they only play once a week, but 5 of the other 6 days they practice. And teams sometimes just get better over the course of a season and just figure it out. Football teams are a big collaborative mess, but sometimes they come together like Ohio State did last year. No, I'm not telling you that Penn State has any resemblance to Ohio State. I am telling you that there's a little bit of an interesting project developing here at Penn State, and it might be worth watching going forward. You can follow our Penn State coverage on LNP at LancasterOnline.com, Facebook, and Twitter.